Hi guys, remember when Boris Johnson ran away from his own by-election and another Tory sat in and won the seat with about 400 of a majority? Well, that guy Steve Tuckwell was out giving interviews following the news that yet another Tory MP is standing down at the election, Michael Gove. Steve tried to lie his way through the interview, downplaying the number of Conservatives who aren't seeking to hold on to their seats, and claiming that Keir Starmer was too afraid to do a debate. However, John Craig from Sky News wasn't letting the MP get away with it. Have a listen.
What do you think about Mr Gove's role, first of all in Vote Leave, then when his critics would say knife Boris Johnson in the back over the Tory leadership back in, 2016, after Brexit? What do you think of some of the more controversial aspects of Mr Gove's career?
Well, as you say, he's been front and centre in government for a very, very long time, and he has been that great reformer. Some of his reforms have been controversial, but he's been driving hard and he's made some great achievements.
What about this idea about a brain drain of senior politicians? I mean, it's the record today. We've learned more Tories quitting than 1997. Not quite as many. I think I'm right in saying the total number of MPs as 2010. That's Labour and Conservative, of course. But more Tory MPs quitting now than in 1997. What does that say about the mood amongst Tories? Does it suggest that many of your colleagues think you're heading for defeat?
Absolutely not, and you can actually see from the total numbers there's a lot of Labour MPs are stepping down as well.
There's not that many Labour MPs. It's 70 odd Conservatives and it's only 20 or 30 Labour.
Well, the important thing we do now, as those that are staying and we're sitting and the new candidates that are coming on board, is we get out on those doorsteps and we drive home the Prime Minister's plan, which is a bold plan, and it is a plan. If we look at Labour, they don't have no plan. Keir Starmer, there's the bells going. Keir Starmer won't go head-to-head with the Prime Minister on television. So
yes, he will. He's going to do two. Mr Sunak wanted one a week, 6. Don't forget we got the Euros in June and early July. It's going to be football on TV every night.
Yeah, and I'll be certainly watching that football. But we need to be getting out on those doorsteps now, and we need to be driving home that message that there is a clear, bold plan for the future of this country.
But the plan. We have a plan. I really wish a journalist would ask a Tory MP when they talk about a plan, what is the plan? Can you describe the plan to us? Now, a few things I want to respond to in this clip. So Steve was asked about Vote Leave. Remember, Michael Gove was part of the Vote Leave campaign. He avoided talking about that. But we know that Gove lied about pretty much every aspect of Brexit. He famously told people retiring in Europe that, well, nothing would change. He claimed leaving the European Union would bring down immigration. And there were a whole range of other ways that he lied about Brexit. When it came to knifing Boris Johnson in the back, Gove is out for Michael Gove himself. It's always about him. Now, I think Michael Gove is standing down because he wants to avoid the embarrassment of losing his seat. He doesn't want to be like Michael Portillo back in 1997, standing in a community centre at 3 a.m. waiting for the results to come in to realise, I've actually lost my seat. It's better for somebody else to lose their seat, not me. Now, the funniest part of this, I think, was the mention by the Sky News reporter of a brain drain. A brain drain. Michael Gove, Andrea Leadsom, John Redwood. Brain drain. Okay. Usually when you think about brain drain, we're talking about, intelligent people, but okay. On the numbers, quitting, of course, his response was, but Labour. No, there's a clear majority here of Conservatives who are quitting. And, there are something like 70, I think, so far. And we're only 3 days in to the campaign. So we're going to see more people quitting. I think, in a sense, Michael Gove was the dam. The dam has been breached. It's broken. Now you're going to see more give up before the election. Because they know that if Michael Gove is going to lose his seat, then I'm probably going to lose my seat as well. That's their thinking. On the debates, Steve lied, of course. But Rishi Sunak needs, I think, to have as many debates as possible because it takes time away from campaigning. Rishi is terrible at campaigning. I think he would prefer to be in a studio where everything is prepared. He knows what's going to happen than being out on the street meeting people or being in a biscuit factory or something. He wants something really well prepared, but also he's behind in the polls. So there's nothing for him to lose. There's everything for Starmer to lose. So Starmer, I think, will try to avoid as many of these debates as possible, maybe do one or two. I think Starmer should also call for other leaders to be involved, because then the focus is less on Starmer and Sunak, but also the leaders of the other parties. I don't know if Starmer actually wants to do that or not, but it would be interesting. And also, these debates don't really change anything. They're more about entertainment. So they're actually taking time away from campaigning. I think that's the main reason why Starmer doesn't want to get involved in them. It's not because he's afraid, but because it takes time away from campaigning. And the amount of time to campaign is limited. There's only 6 weeks, and it's not a long time. So having debates where you have to prepare for the debate and then there's the discussion after the debate, you lose at least a day or two just surrounding the debate. So this is probably what they want to avoid. But the Tory line, of course, is Keir Starmer is afraid of doing a debate. There are also a number of Labour MPs who are standing down. And of course, Labour don't have a plan. We have a plan, but we can't tell you what it is. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.